Oh, hi. My friend Robbie's trying to help me uh, make better videos. And, oh God, it's fun being a slow learner. Anyway, so what I want to talk about right now is something that started when I was a little kid. And I was so dissociated and so frightened and so confused. And you know, I was so out there that lots of times I'd have drool running out of my mouth, and other kids would beat me up because I was so weird. And I remember liking to look at little girls in my class, and I liked to look at little girls because I liked how they looked. I felt good when I was looking at them and the colors they were wearing and how they just looked interesting. And it was a habit that I kept going in my teen years. Of course, my gawking was fueled by hormones, and it lasted all my life. And occasionally women would catch me or notice that I was staring at them, and they would give me a really dirty look. And once, I don't know, about 10 years ago, I was in the jungle and doing these meditations to go into my inner universe, you know, and sitting in the jungle. It was like a retreat for me. And the spirits came, and I got to see through the eyes of the women that I had been, little girls that I'd been staring at, what they saw when they looked at me. And I was shocked because I looked hungry and angry and ashamed. And I remember being ashamed. I remember being totally transfixed. I wasn't there. I was like that, you know? And then I saw that when people stare at one another like that, it makes the people who are being stared at feel like an object. It's frightening. There's no humanity. And I got to remember the times when I'd walked into a group and people were looking at me and making comments that had nothing to do with who I was, but had everything to do who they thought I was and how they thought I looked. Some people thought that I was good looking, and I didn't think so. And I didn't understand anybody who said, oh, you're so handsome, or hi, good looking, or you're a hunk, or anything like that. But I certainly remember feeling discomfort about it. And so the spirits gave me a vision, and I said to the spirits in my mind, I said, you know, gee, I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to cause pain. You know, I remembered trying to stop looking at people like I was just so attracted to them, you know, like that's not even it. I was just mesmerized by their energy, by their appearance, by who they were presenting themselves to be in the world. And so I said to the spirits, gee, what can I do? And they it was funny because they came back and they said, be grateful, smile, say thank you in your mind or even out loud. Say, you know, thank you for just the way you're presenting yourself to the world, because you're giving good energy. It's pleasant looking at you. Makes me feel good. And I'm happy that you're able to do that. And I don't want to take your energy. I'm just enjoying it. I am taking your energy because you know, how we look gives energy to everybody else in the world, and how we are in the world. And so I started this little thing. I'd say it was because it was in Peru or Ecuador, I forget where. I would say gracias diosa whenever I saw a woman who was attractive, or gracias Dios if it was a man who caught my attention. June just gave me a breakfast smoothie. And so I started, and it was totally different. People would catch me looking at them, and I'd be smiling at them, and they'd smile back at me. It was like, and then there was once here in Sebastopol, there was this young woman. I don't know how old she was, and she had red cowboy boots, high-heeled red cowboy boots, and bright-colored stockings and clothing, and she was strutting. She was like really happy. And she was walking away from me, and she'd be like 2 or 3 car lengths away from me, walking away. And I just looked at her and said, gracias diosa, wow. And she stopped in her tracks, and she started looking around. And she looked further and further, and finally our eyes met. And when our eyes met, I went like this, and said yes, and she went yes, and then turned around and strutted away. it was a confirmation that she was picking up the energy of my gratitude, and my receiving her energy and giving her energy back. And I think it's a vestigial or a primordial sense that we've kind of forgotten. And we can see it sometimes when we're driving along and we look over and we sense there's somebody staring at us, and we look at the next car, and sure enough, they're staring at us. And it's that kind of thing that we're all connected. And I'm thinking that I made a video about this before, and I'm sorry if it's a repeat, but I don't remember what I've recorded and what I haven't, and I guess Kelsey and I are going to have to find somebody to keep track of them, and organize them, and hopefully put them up organized on a website by topic or something. So that's today's gift to you, is gracias diosa, gracias diosa. You know, and make yourself as colorful as you can. Scarves, colors, you know, weird clothing. June's always at me to keep shaving. I prefer beards, but she doesn't like beards. So that's it. Please make your videos about stuff that's helped you, because this gracias diosa thing has really helped me a lot. Self-compassion for how I am and I look, and gratitude, all this, a lot of good energy there. So thank you very much, and I hope this has been useful to you. And please make your own videos and tell me about them, and tell your friends about my videos, because we need each other to be out in the world and be useful. Okay? Thanks a lot.